Okay, let's get right into it because something absolutely unthinkable happened just hours ago at the world's most visited museum, the Louvre in Paris. A place we think of as a fortress for art, well, it just became the scene of a shocking broad daylight robbery.
And the reaction? Well, French officials are absolutely reeling. One of them just came out and called it flat out an embarrassment. And you can bet that sentiment is echoing across a nation that's in total shock right now.
But when you boil this whole incredible story down, this national humiliation, it all comes down to one single stunning number: 4.
Just 4 minutes. That's it. That's how long it took for a gang of thieves to completely shatter the Louvre's aura of invincibility and walk away with a priceless piece of France's history. So the big question is, how on earth did they pull it off?
So let's break down exactly how this happened. This is the story of the 4-minute heist.
These guys were ruthlessly efficient. They hit the museum at 9:30 a.m., right when the doors opened, just blending in with all the morning tourists. The actual robbery? Over in a flash, just 4 minutes. By 9:38 a.m., only 8 minutes after they first arrived, they had completely vanished. And you have to understand, this was a plan executed with military precision. They didn't just walk in the front door. They came from the River Seine, used a mechanical lift to get up to a first-floor balcony, into the famous Galerie d'Apollon. Then they whipped out power tools, cut through a window, threatened the guards, and smashed the display cases. Their getaway vehicle? 2 scooters waiting outside. The culture minister even said they were calm and experienced. This wasn't some clumsy smash and grab. This was a surgical strike. So what did they actually get away with? This is the part that truly hurts, and it's why people are calling this theft a wound to the French soul. France's Interior Minister Laurent Nunez put it pretty plainly. The stolen jewels are, and I'm quoting here, priceless, of immeasurable heritage value. You see, this isn't just about the money. It's about losing a piece of history. And just look at this list. 8 incredible pieces from the 19th century. We're talking a tiara and brooch that belonged to Empress Eugénie, who was Napoleon III's wife. An emerald set from Empress Marie-Louise, a sapphire set owned by Queen Marie-Amélie. Every single one of these is a direct link to France's royal and imperial past. It's just staggering. But amid all the chaos, there was one tiny glimmer of hope. In their hurry to get away, the thieves actually dropped one of the most important pieces, Empress Eugenie's crown. It was found on the cobblestones right near the museum. Damaged, yes, but recovered. So, this brings us to the crucial question. With all the security, the guards, the technology, how could this possibly have happened? Let's take a look at the anatomy of this failure.
This is the question that's on everyone's mind, not just in France, but all over the world. At the Louvre, of all places, how could a robbery like this happen so easily?
And this is where the story gets really complicated. The official line from the Culture Ministry is that the wider alarms did sound and the staff followed all the rules. But investigative reporters in France are telling a very, very different story. They're saying the local alarm right there in the gallery was broken. And get this, 1 in 3 rooms in that entire section of the museum had no CCTV cameras at all. As you can probably guess, the political fallout has been immediate and intense. President Macron called it an attack on our history. Opposition leader Jordan Bardella labeled it an intolerable humiliation, while Marine Le Pen described it as a wound to the French soul. This has clearly become way more than just a crime. It's a matter of national pride. So, with the thieves and the jewels having vanished into thin air, the investigation has now become a desperate race against time. And here's the grim reality of that race. Experts like Chris Marinello, who specializes in recovering stolen art, warns that the thieves won't even try to sell these pieces whole. He says, and I quote, "They are not going to keep them intact. They are going to break them up." And that's exactly why the clock is ticking. Every hour that passes increases the chance that these historical artifacts will be destroyed forever. Their gems recut, their precious metals melted down. What's really worrying is that this isn't some isolated incident. It's actually part of a pretty disturbing pattern. Just last year, priceless porcelain was stolen from a museum in Limoges, and rare artworks were taken in Burgundy. This heist at the Louvre is obviously the most audacious one yet, but it raises a really serious question. Is France's cultural security network actually prepared for this kind of thing? Which really leaves us with this one final, unsettling thought.
This happened at the Louvre, a symbol of cultural preservation that we all assume has state-of-the-art security. So if it can happen there, in broad daylight, it forces us to ask a really tough question. Are the world's greatest cultural treasures actually more vulnerable than we ever imagined?